Okay, Ian, well, you're up last.
Takes place in Seminole Casino, Coconut Creek. It is 2-5, 1,000 max.
2-5 in Florida, right?
Yeah.
1,000 max. Okay.
And we are 800 effective. I'm in the small blind.
Okay.
Okay. And so I guess I'll start the
Yep.
hands.
Go for it. Yep.
All right. So Undergun opens to 20, and then +1. Well, actually, can I give a background on the villain?
Sure.
Okay. So the villain is an older gentleman, maybe in like his 70s or 80s. Sorry, one second.
That's decent background, actually.
Yeah.
If he's an OMC, usually those types
Yeah.
of guys will usually fall into OMC, which means old man coffee types. And he's the razor,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. He's the three better.
Oh,
He's in
okay.
the three
So,
bet.
okay. So under the gun to 20. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, so this is my first time playing with him, and I've only seen him raise like or open a couple of hands.
Okay.
He does a lot of limping from any position, and one time he showed the hand he opened, he had pocket kings, and so this one he three bets. So under the gun opens to 20, and +1 three bets to 50, which is the old man,
Mm-hmm.
and then the cutoff calls, and I'm in the small blind, and I peel two black tens, and under the gun is a thinking player. I seen him fold two pair to a small raise one time. Well, not a small raise, but like it was a 4x raise. And so with that in mind, I don't think he's ever gonna four bet unless he has like aces or kings. So I just flat with pocket tens, hoping to hit set.
So you're given, so obviously, it sounds to me like you're given the background as to why normally maybe you would play a lot of squeezing here, but you just think that that three bet from +1 is so strong that your hand just doesn't warrant a squeeze here.
Yeah, especially because he only opened a few hands, and he does a lot of limping. So I it's a very narrow range for me.
By the way, just the question here becomes could you ever fold in a spot like this? Because you're set mining here in a situation where you're 800 effective, so you're calling off. You're not really even barely getting 15. I mean, as crazy as that sounds, just if maybe the three bet was larger or you were shallower, going along
Yeah,
with what you're saying.
that's what I was thinking. It was such a small three bet and the cutoff call, so I'm getting like a pretty decent price now, and I think the under the gun's gonna call with whatever two cards he has. And so I ended up calling, and under the gun just calls as well.
Four ways 205. Okay.
And the flop comes ace of clubs, 10 of diamonds, and eight of diamonds.
Ace of clubs, 10 of diamonds. What was the last card?
Eight of diamonds.
Okay, so you flop middle set.
Middle set, yeah.
And it's pot's 205. You started 800 effective, so you've got about 750 left. Okay, not a bad
Yeah,
flop for
so
you.
yeah, so I check under the gun checks and +1 C bets 110
Okay,
and cutoff folds, and I just flat the 110.
so +1 C bets 110 and cutoff folds, right? So here is sort of my take here. It sounds to me like there is never in a million years would +1 probably bet like kings here on this flop, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I was
yeah.
thinking. I mean, I was putting him like ace king
Okay.
or something like that. Ace king suited.
So you're not deep enough here, I think, for me to worry. Here, you're not deep enough for me to worry about being oversetted here on this type of board. The fact that he bets here just means that he's going to have probably aces, pocket aces, or ace king or ace queen if he three bets those hands. So my contention here is I would probably fast play this off unless for some reason we think that this guy might possibly fold a single pair with a C bet in a three bet pot because you're likely to have tens or eights here. So I think by reflex, a lot of people slow play, but you are out of position. It's a draw heavy board. You're not folding. You're not folding skewer pocket aces, or you shouldn't have called anyway. So I want to just get the money in against OMCs that are never going to fold. Because here's the thing about OMCs that people don't understand. And I think, like I said, one of our former guys, content contributors, Lyman, said this way back in the day from the Lyman show. I think he came up with the term old man coffee. And him and I totally agreed with this. Is like, these guys might play super tight pre-flop. They might play 10% of their hands. But when they actually have a hand like over pairs, they are not folding.
Yes, I agree.
I do not see OMCs play both tight pre and post because they play so tight pre, they're not going to fold what they deem to be a hand. So for those reasons, if we think that he is not c-betting kings or queens and we are not going to fold, we're not deep enough to think about folding to pocket aces, I raise. I raise now.
Okay, I was conflicted just because like the only time he opened was he had like a big pocket pair, and the c bet was so small that it seemed like he wanted a call. So that's the only reason why I flatted to see what he would do on the turn.
And the other issue, of course, like I said, is that you are. I mean, there's a lot of wet cards that are going to shut down the action. I mean, we've got front door diamonds. We have any card above a 7 where he might check back ace king, which is a disaster for you, right? I mean, who knows? I mean, I know it's a 3-bet pot and you took 3 cold, but he's just looking at the board. He's an OMC. He doesn't know that you might not have jack 9 if a 7 comes off, right? A 7, a 9. By the way, queen jack is double gutted, so a 9 brings in queen jack. You've got a jack coming in that brings in 7, 9, and king queen. You've got a queen coming in that brings in king queen. You've got to gamble on a low non-diamond that's below a 7. And that's probably less than half the deck. So,
Yeah, I guess I was playing a little scared poker right here. I was a little worried about the small 3-bet size and his like image.
well, now
And
you're telling me you're scared of pocket aces?
I was, but like just in case, like I seen some OMCs when they have like a big pair, they'll try to bet the flop and hopefully people will fold the ace. So if they have like pocket kings,
Oh yeah, yeah. I see that, but you're not going to get any more money out of him anyways, though, if that's the
yeah,
case. So it doesn't
that's
matter,
true.
you know. So hero calls. What does under the gun do?
Under the gun folds.
Okay, so your heads up. So now the pot here is what 440,
Four,
425.
yeah, 425.
425, and you guys have about 640-ish left. Okay.
640, yeah. So the turn is the king of clubs, and I hate this card
Why do you hate this card?
because like I already put him like aces or kings pre-flop when he 3 bets.
How about ace king?
I know that's what I was thinking. But then
I love
I
this
was
card.
thinking,
I love this card because it's one of those cards where it's actually a card that could be scary, but he'll just continue to blast away if he has ace king.
yeah. So it was yeah. So king of clubs, and he bets. I check, and he bets 200.
Dude, get it in. What are
Yeah.
you gonna do? He bets 200. I mean, at this point, he's gonna. I mean, if he's got aces, he's got aces. We talked about that. You're not deep enough to worry about it. I don't think he's got money kings betting into 3 people, and I think he's got ace king here a lot. I mean, you can't really just call and gamble on another blank. I mean, there's so few blanks. If you were to call, the pot would be like 800, and the pot would be like 800, and you guys would have, if you just call, you guys would have like only
Or
like 400 left. The problem with just calling, now people might say, whoa, just call, and then if you just call here and the river is like an offsuit deuce, I have seen OMCs go to showdown with ace king here. I've seen them check back ace king. That's a disaster for you if you don't get the money
yeah,
in.
yeah. So I'm actually like shot taking in 2-5. So I usually play 1-2, and every time I play 2-5, I run into like some really bad variance when I'm ahead. And I mean, this was a different spot, but like I was getting like it was like like you said, I should be getting the money in, but
You
I
should start.
played
You
pretty
should
many.
start. You should start building on the flop. Is what you should do. Okay. So
Yeah,
what
on the
did
flop, yeah.
what did you do?
Yeah, against any player, I would check raise the flop, and so I just flatted again.
But Ian, right?
Yes,
But do
yes.
you understand the flaw in the logic though of saying that against? Because actually, I'm more. We'll put this up on the video. We'll put this up for YouTube video. You can go back and watch it again. Everybody's learning here, right? But I'm more apt to fast play against the OMC though, because you're saying, well, against any other player, I'd raise. No, you should be more apt to raise here, unless you're really telling me you're scared of pocket aces, where you should have just folded pre-flop. I mean, those you need to have a logical, consistent nature I mean, well, listen, we're all learning, right, to become a better poker player. But okay, so hero calls, and now you're at 825
25.
with a half pot size bet left. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
River.
And the river is the 3 of clubs.
So backdoor clubs come in.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
I
it's
don't put him on that.
I mean, it's better. It's better than some sort of diamond coming in. But like, what's your plan here now? Like, you're checking the river to him. Like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, he might check back ace king here. He might check back ace king here.
Yeah, he definitely might. But I was like yeah, I was just playing scared money.
Okay, so you check. I assume you check if you're playing scared money.
I did check.
Uh huh.
It's just like because like I called with a good price to like stack him if it was like a queen high with a 10, but like anything with ace king, I'll like slow it down. Because I play with a lot of OMCs and I'm really like not a lot of them three bet unless they have aces or kings most of the time. Sometimes ace king suited, and so on the river I was thinking he might have ace king of diamonds or ace king of spades.
Mm-hmm.
But then that was only like two combos, and I don't think he's ever three betting with ace king off.
He's
It's like
that tight.
yeah, exactly. He
Yeah.
limped a lot, and then the only times he raises, he had a pair, like a big pair, and then ended up checking, and he shoves all in for 440, and I tank for like 2 3 minutes.
Well, I mean, let's before you give a real reveal here. This actually, I mean, I never ever in a million years would have been here like this. This one actually gets close here because this comes down to whether or not he's going to shove ace king. Now it sounds to me like the background you're giving, there's some extra added background where you're like, wow, I don't even think he three bets ace king pre-flop, which kind of lends me into thinking that you might be thinking about making some sort of hero fold because you're really concerned that he has like pocket aces here. And again, I keep repeating that if that's the case, then you should have just folded. You should have just folded pre-flop. So OMC jams for half the pot. Um, you're just hoping. Let me ask you this question:
All right, go ahead.
Are you? Would you be more upset if he oversetted you, or would you be more upset if the river went check check and he had ace king?
I would have been upset with ace king.
More upset than oversetting.
Yeah,
I would have been more upset if he had ace king than I would have been overset.
yeah,
That's for sure.
yeah. Because I was like, oh wow, I lost a lot of value.
Yeah.
But it was like
So
so I'm like if when I see an OMC make like aggressive plays, I usually take the more cautious side because especially when they three bet, it's usually they never play aggressive unless they have like a really strong hand. And ace king is a strong hand, but I don't think he could be. There's only two combos of ace king suited that's left, and
I listen. I understand what you're saying. I'll read a little live chat here. Frank and Konia says OMC might shove ace king. Makes sense. I actually don't think. No, I mean, going along with what the caller is saying, if the caller thinks this dude is so tight that he's not three betting ace king off, if the OMC is a guy that only three bets ace king suited, he's not jamming the river. I don't think if they fall into that category. So, anyways, what ended up happening? What did you do?
so I tank and then I table my hand and I asked him if it was like, the table was shocked because I was getting such a good price to call. He's like, wow, I would never fold that. It's like they were like kind of bashing me a little bit, saying this stake's too big for me, even though I have like a
Wait a minute. Wait. So you tabled your hand, and people are bashing you while you haven't made your decision yet.
no, I folded face up.
That would be classic. That's a
Yeah.
great way to troll a guy that's stepping up. You show your hand to try to get a read, and then this dude from like seat four is like, "This guy's stepping up. What are you waiting for, kid?" That'd be classic. So you fold, huh?
Yeah, tank fold, and I asked him if it was a good fold. He just shrugs, and it's like like you'll never know. And then I asked him later if he'll show me after the session, or he'll tell me what he had after the session, and he agreed. And we played for like a couple more hours, and during this whole couple of hours, he didn't raise another pot. He did a lot of limping as usual, and I think he just played passive the whole night.
So did he ever tell you?
Yeah. So I saw him get up, and then I was looking for him. I thought he left, but then I saw him cashing out. So I caught him and I asked him. I said, "Hey, what did you end up having that hand?" And it's like he told me he would never fold my hand in that situation, and he said he had pocket aces.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it definitely makes sense. Like I said, I mean, I think we got a little flamed from a couple videos ago. I mean, it doesn't bother me when sometimes we don't actually have a reveal because the whole point of this is to learn. The fact that we got a reveal, that's fine. It wouldn't surprise me if what he's saying is true, that he had aces. And it wouldn't surprise me if what you're saying too is that he wouldn't three bet anything but ace king suited. I don't think that a guy like that is necessarily betting pocket kings though into three people on the flop. That's the other thing. But a lot of these guys. So do you see a lot of like these guys? I mean, because it's Florida, right? You see like a lot of these
Yeah.
retirees in the game, I guess.
Yep.
Are they wearing like visors, like those
No, this
clear
one,
visors?
no, this one had a mask. He had a mask though.
Oh, he had a mask on. Anyways, all right,
Yeah.
buddy. Thanks for the call, Ian. First time caller, I think.
All right. Thank you, Bart.
All
Happy New
right,
Year.
all right. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.